My name is Brandon Smith. I'm the writer-director of Gerry's Green Jeans.
The worst day on set probably so far would be the last time we shot. It was like cold December. We were out by the pier where it was really cold.
The worst day on set was definitely the harbor front.
Harbor front?
Harbor front.
It's the harbor front.
I have never been that cold in my life, and it took a couple days for the feeling to come back in my toes.
We were freezing. It was so cold. It was like negative 30 degrees, it felt like, maybe more. I was like huddled in my Snuggie. Everyone was like huddled in blankets. Our actors, you know, Tom busted out his sunglasses. I think he was going nuts.
We would, do a couple takes and then run to someone's car and like warm ourselves up.
It was ridiculous, and it was freezing cold, and we just hated each other. We just like hated life. It was bad.
I have a tie between my two favorite days on set. One was the coffee shop. I thought it was an interesting place for us to go and shoot, and it was hard for us to be able to work around, the public that was coming in. But we also had access to like hot chocolate and coffee all the time.
In the cafe, the Parisian cafe, that was a lot of fun just because I had Luke, who plays Ed, in my face, but he's imaginary, so I couldn't see him. And I kept looking at him, but I had to keep reminding myself, and everyone kept reminding me, like, you can't look at him. So he'd be right in my face and like sticking stuff in my coffee, and that was a lot of fun.
Best day on set for me was the bar scene. It was a kind of scene that I liked, a kind of scene that had the most jokes in it. I got a few of my friends to come be extras.
My favorite scene to film was probably the scene in the bar, just because it was really lighthearted. It was a really good atmosphere when we were filming it.
The hardest thing about Gerry's Green Jeans was probably Kyle. Kyle was the hardest part. He always wanted to be in takes. He ruined shot after shot. He would just poke in his microphone a little, or he'd just be showing up randomly there. It was a mess.
The hardest thing about the movie for me was definitely just directing.
Working with Brandon was definitely a challenge because he was, very focused and very diligent about us staying on track on set.
We almost wrestled each other into frozen waters. We did it! It's probably good for both of us. He's bigger than me though, so it's probably good for me.
He was really strict. He had a very set vision. He was always like, guys, let's get down to this. He was very serious. Like, there was no goofing around. So we did try to like have some fun, but he was very like stern and like didn't really let us do much.
This movie's great. It's gonna look good in my demo reel.